Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds is typically thought to be a song about drugs, mainly because its lyrical concepts are absolutely wild. The track invites you out onto a river as you pass through tangerine trees and marmalade skies, eventually meeting a girl with kaleidoscope. The imagery of things like cellophane flowers, rocking horse people, and newspaper taxis all sound like references to hallucinations one might experience while on LSD. And upon further inspection of the trippy track, you could also speculate that its title is code for LSD. Even the BBC were quick to ban the tune from radio for its supposed drug references, but the band called it all just a coincidence, suggesting the real roots of the track are much more innocent than many may have believed. Let's discover the true meaning behind Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds. 4 years into their musical career, the Beatles had already produced 7 studio albums, each one pushing the boundaries of creative songwriting and recording techniques. By the time they had crafted their album Revolver, it became next to impossible to reproduce those songs for a live setting. Paired with their growing disinterest in live performances, the Beatles would decide to permanently retire from touring in August of 1966. Shortly after, in an attempt to further expand his sense of sonic possibility, Paul McCartney took LSD for the first time, a trip that would go on to define the group's next project, Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band. With Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band, we hope you will enjoy the show. McCartney brought forth the idea of the album playing out like a live performance by a fictional band, an alter ego that would help free them from their image as the Beatles. They would be completely unrestricted sonically, leaving the band to embrace an even more experimental approach and create a key work in psychedelia. Released on the cusp of the Summer of Love, the album reflected the interests of the late 60s youth in counterculture, embracing hippie fashion, themes of anti-war, the free love movement, and hallucinogenic drugs. Their use of sound effects and tape manipulation, even more Indian and Western classical elements, and avant-garde lyricism
over men and horses, hoops and garters, lastly through a hogshead of real fire,
left many to assume the album's tracks were drug-inspired. Because they kind of were. The Beatles admitted to using drugs during the album's roughly 700-hour recording process, and one track in particular began drawing everyone's attention. Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds opens with those signature, otherworldly keys. A Lowry organ modified to sound more like a celeste piano. You have John Lennon's vocals that were recorded at a tape speed of 45 cycles per second instead of the standard 50, making his voice sound higher and thinner than his usual offerings. And if you listen closely, you'll also notice a subtle drone sound at moments. Somebody calls you, answer quite slowly, a girl with That would be George Harrison playing the tambura, an Indian string instrument that adds to the track's mystical atmosphere. And then you have the track's mind-bending phrases. The rocking horse people eat marshmallow pies. Given that the band were recreationally using hallucinogens and experimenting sonically while delivering far-out subject matter, it would seem obvious that the track was truly drug-inspired.
Has it ever been settled whether Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds was a code for anything?
It never was, and nobody believes me. And somebody noticed that the letters spelt out LSD, and I had no idea about it. And of course, after that, I was checking all the songs to see what the letters spelt out. Yeah. They didn't spell out anything, none of the others, and it wasn't about that at all, you know.
They could do that with Eleanor Rigby.
But nobody believes, you see.
So if it wasn't an acid song, then what was Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds really about? Lennon said that the true inspiration for the track came when his 3-year-old son Julian showed him a nursery school drawing that he called Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds. Lennon simply thought the title was beautiful and decided to write a song about it. He hadn't even bothered to look at the initials of the title. The track's imagery, on the other hand, would stem from the final chapter of Lewis Carroll's Through the Looking Glass, the sequel to Alice's Adventures in Wonderland, where Alice floats in a boat beneath the sunny sky in a sort of dream world. McCartney confirmed it was pretty obvious drugs influenced some of the group's compositions at the time, but also recalling the writing of Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds, saying, "We did the whole thing like an Alice in Wonderland idea." being in a boat on a river. Every so often it broke off and you saw Lucy in the sky with diamonds all over the sky. This Lucy was God, the big figure, the white rabbit. Lennon would later add that the girl with kaleidoscope eyes turned out to be Yoko Ono, the female that would one day come save him. So what do you think? Believe it or not? I mean, it would make total sense that a child's idea paired with the fantastical world of Alice in Wonderland, all set to the musical stylings of the Beatles' most experimental era, would produce a track we all thought to be about drugs. Despite its bizarre atmosphere, Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds was not about tripping on LSD. Its title being code for the drug was also just a remarkable coincidence. Was it though? Regardless of whether it was intentional or not, the song's psychedelic quality would have been celebrated either way. The tune and Sgt. Pepper expressed the psychedelic experience so excellently to listeners who were unfamiliar with hallucinogenic drugs that if such a thing as a cultural contact high is possible, it happened here. Tomorrow Never Knows is totally about LSD though.
Turn off your mind, relax and float downstream.
We all know about Woodstock, the most famous rock concert in history, but at the center of it all was this psychedelic symbol-covered Volkswagen bus called Light. After the festival, it would never be seen again. CuriosityStream just debuted the Woodstock bus, a documentary that solves the 50-year-old mystery to find the lost bus that became the iconic emblem of that generation. Use the first link in the description to get 26% off CuriosityStream and start watching it now. With Sgt. Pepper, the Beatles set out to do something different. My creator friends and I have teamed up to do the same. We've built our own streaming platform where we don't have to worry about copyright claims or how much music we use in our videos. It's called Nebula, and it features a ton of exclusive content and originals from some of your favorite creators like Adam Neely, Lessons from the Screenplay, Tom Scott, and a bunch of others. Nebula allows me and other creators to continue doing what we love to do. Create without limitations. There, our content is ad-free and even pushes some boundaries since we don't have to worry about YouTube's restrictions and the algorithm. And we've partnered with CuriosityStream so that we can keep making it happen. CuriosityStream is home to some of the best documentaries on the internet. So here's the deal. If you sign up for CuriosityStream, you'll also get Nebula for free. You get CuriosityStream, you also get Nebula. I've put the link down below for you to get started. Treat yourself to a pair of new streaming platforms for only $14.79 a year. But tell me, what's your favorite Beatles song? Let me know in the comments below. Follow us at MoreMiddle8 on Twitter and Instagram for more Middle 8. And that's it from me. Again, thanks for watching and keep listening.